What's going on, everyone? So, per Daniel Starkin, JJ Redick said that after watching the film, the conclusion was the Lakers just stopped playing in the third quarter against Denver. He said they talked about it this morning and believes it will be an aberration and not something that will happen again. This is not good, right? Like, that's not what you want to hear from your head coach about your team, that the Lakers they just didn't show up in third quarter. They just stopped playing is what was used. That is terrible. But here's the problem. This is not something that is shocking from the Lakers. They've had issues showing up several times this season, and it was a regular thing last season. Right? Like, it hasn't been as bad this season as it was last season, but man, I mean, it was like every game. It was like a tale of two halves. First it was the Lakers wouldn't show up in the first half, and then it became like they wouldn't show up in the second half, and then it just flip-flopped back, and then it's not a coincidence that we ran into Denver, and guess what? Lakers in the first half, great. Second half, not so much. And it's just like these third quarters just keep killing us, and it's just like the fact that you have to explain to your team that, oh, hey, you should maybe show up and play basketball, since that's like, I don't know, your job. And like, hey, you should take these games serious and play all four quarters because, I don't know, it's maybe your job. Like, it's just like, this is such a terrible look. Like, what teams do you hear beyond the Lakers? And again, we heard this same issues last year. Beyond the Lakers, who do you hear that it's like, oh man, this team doesn't show up regularly? Right? Like the fact that effort is a problem with this Lakers team for the second year is a issue. Right? And again, look, I've talked about it. I mean, I even defended Darvin Ham last year on several occasions because of the lack of performance from the players. I don't care how good of a coach you are. Many of you might remember this. I said, he could be prime Phil Jackson and Pat Riley mixed together. It doesn't matter. I don't care how good your head coach is. JJ Redick is better than Darvin Ham. He is. He's a better coach. He's better tactically. He's better with the X's and O's. Right? Guys are buying in, all that stuff. But the players are still they're lackluster. I mean, that's the reality. And they don't show up regularly, and they don't do what they're supposed to do regularly, and it's a problem. And JJ even talked about, like, the defense. Oh, the defense, we want to be a good defensive team. Yeah, wanting and being able to are two very different things. Lakers don't have the personnel to be a good defensive team. They're not going to be a good defensive team. As much as I want them to be, as much as you want them to be, they're not. They don't have the players. Jared Vanderbilt will come, if he comes back, would help a ton. But beyond him, we just don't have the guys. Gabe Vincent was supposed to be one of our better defensive guys, and he's literally the second worst on the team. It's just like, there's certain things with this roster that you're just not going to be able to change. It doesn't matter how good of a head coach you are, nothing. But the fact that effort and showing up is a problem, especially against Denver. Look, it's one thing to do it against, like, Detroit, because you're just like, oh, you think you're just going to show up and just run through Detroit or whatever. That's fine. It's another thing to actually, like, do that through Denver. Like, the team that has just basically handed you your own behinds for the last, 2 years, 13 out of 14 straight games. And that one game you won, Denver probably just gave it to you because they felt bad. It's just like, it's ridiculous that you have to tell a professional basketball team, hey, we should probably not play the way we did in the third quarter. And that it's not a surprise. Right, again, bad games happen, bad quarters happen, bad stretches, bad moments. I mean, Boston last year had a game where they were up like 30. I think it was actually more. I think it was like 32, something like that. Right? But point is, they were up like 30 plus and ended up losing the game. So it happens. But no one was questioning Boston's effort last year. It was a bad game. It was an outlier game. Like, that's not something with the Lakers. Like, that's something that is regular. And the problem is you have guys that are just so inconsistent. Look, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're doing LeBron James and Anthony Davis things. But like Austin Reeves, it's like you don't know what Austin Reeves you're going to get. One night you're getting, 19 to 25 point a game Austin Reeves, and he's on good efficiency and all that stuff. And then the next like 4 games you're getting 3 of 12 Austin Reeves and just can't shoot, can't do nothing, turn the ball over, just traffic cone defensively. And it's just, and even in that Boston game, it was just like, you became so predictable. It was literally just nonstop 3-man action with Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. Now, if it's working and it's cooking and Denver just has no answer and you're just running through Denver that way, then yeah, fine, keep doing it, right? I've talked about it before, right? Like, if you run pick and roll, just to keep it simple, right? If you ran a pick and roll and you score, and then the next play you run it again and you score, and then the next play you run it again, like, why would you just keep running it? Like, make the defense figure it out. Don't bail the defense out. But when literally all you're doing is bailing the defense out, because, again, Austin Reeves on paper had a great game against Denver. But if you actually watch the game, he didn't have a great game. He had a great half. He was really good in that first half, started off hot, and then just, boom, that was it. All right, second half, no show. That's the problem. Anthony Davis just didn't show up, period. Right? LeBron James is just turning the ball over every other possession. He had almost as many turnovers as he did assists. I think he had 1 more assist than he had turnovers. Right? Like, you're not winning very many games that way. But this is the problem, right? Like, seriously, you have a team that just, the fact that they're not taking it serious quarter by quarter, half by half, game by game, that's an issue. You shouldn't have to tell a professional basketball team. And the thing is that the Lakers are a good team. Again, I don't think that they're great. I don't think that they're elite. I don't think that they're a bona fide contender. Do they have a chance? Sure. Right, you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You're going to be a good basketball team. Right? Would anyone be shocked if the Lakers won the championship? No. Again, you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's not something I'd bet on. It's not something that I trust. Not without a trade. I don't think the Lakers are far. I think if the Lakers trade for 2, maybe 3 high-end guys, I think that they'll be up there, right? I think that at that point they'll be, the offense is already there. It's just like the defense. Problem is, like I said, you're not fixing the defense the way that the Lakers are currently constructed. It's just, but the fact that this team is at least a good team, right? Let's say they're a good team, right? They've been a top 10 team in the league this season so far. It's early, but still, they've been there, right? 9 out of the 10 teams are actually in the top 10 defensively. The Lakers are actually the one outlier. Lakers are the one team that aren't. But the fact that, a top 10 team so far has questions of, do they show up, is a problem. Right? Like, and it's a problem that JJ Redick, he's not, I don't care how good he is. And he's been very good. He's not solving that. He's not fixing. Again, you can have the best game plans. You can have the best execution. You can have the best everything. If the players don't show up, right? JJ, and look, I said the same stuff for Darvin Ham last year. So for those that are like, oh, would you be saying this for Darvin? Yes, again, it's on video, right? The videos are still on this channel. I don't delete videos. They're all here. You can go back and look, live streams, all of it, right? I defended Darvin Ham numerous times because of the lack of performance of the players. JJ Redick, I believe, has proven that he is better than Darvin Ham. I don't even think it's a question. I think it's clearly like he's better than Darvin Ham. But, again, I don't care how good he is. It doesn't matter. He could be the greatest coach ever. If the players don't show up and execute the plans and do what they're supposed to do and actually bring the effort to start a quarter, especially against a team like Denver. That's what's so frustrating. It's one thing if you didn't show up against, the Sixers without Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George because you think you're just going to walk through this team and, they kind of bite you, right? I'm not happy about it, but, you look at, the Pistons game. Again, not happy about the Pistons game, but it's like, okay, you can kind of get it, okay? You thought you were going to run through this team. You thought as long as you just show up, you win. And they kind of kicked your behind, right? Okay, fine. But Denver has literally just embarrassed you game after game after game after game, season after season after season after season. And you can't even show up for that. To me, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you agree with my frustration? What do you think of the report that JJ says that this team just didn't show up for the third quarter? It's so frustrating. It's such a bad look. It really is. It's such a bad look. But do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know either way down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.